Hi there. Thought I'd put my mind to another video and spend a few moments this morning talking about how to fall in love with yourself. Maybe some of you need to just learn to begin with how to like yourself. Again, it's something I observe a lot in people, not only during my 30 years of dealing with the human mind and body. I still see it now, and I still practice all of the beautiful skills that I learned along the way. And one of the most common and really rather sad things that I come across is, people not liking themselves, people kind of criticizing themselves. Even if you give someone a compliment, a heartfelt compliment, it's amazing how many people, women especially, will just fob it off or deny it or just kind of ooh. So I wanted just to talk about love, my favourite topic, as you may know. One of my wonderful mantras in my life has been Amor vincit omnia, Latin for love conquers all. And I think as most things, it starts at home, doesn't it? It starts with self. How can you love if you've never experienced love? How can you give that which you've never had yourself? And when you look around at the various states of the world, and it's amazing how some people are brought up on hate, whether it's hate for a race, a skin colour, a religion, a way of being, a sexual preference. It's amazing that people can project so much hate onto other people. And there's a lot of research and spiritual tomes written about, we project onto other people that which lives deep in our unconscious. So I just wanted to throw a few ideas out there about love and self-love and looking at people in the world that really do exude a real sense of love of self, not in obviously the narcissistic type of way, just a really deep felt love for what they are and who they are, and how have those people achieved that wonderful state of self-love. What is it that they have? What is it that they do? What is it that they think? I read something the other day, and I posted it on my Facebook page, about that which we think about, we become. So whatever you spend most of your day thinking about, obviously you just imbibe that energy into every single cell of your body. And as most of you know, I am definitely in I'm a huge fan of thought creating matter. So stagnant thought can create stagnant energy in the body. Angry thoughts can create inflammation in the body, so on and so forth. And I've always been a big fan of Louise Hay and the Indian mystic ways of healing. And at the moment I'm reading a book on the kind of originators, if you like, Ernest Holmes and Frederick Bales, those people that really took science of mind and really took a few risks in what they did, which is so brilliant. And I'm telling you that because thought, loving thoughts of self, thought will create energy in the body. Thought will manifest. Thought manifests. Every single thing that exists now was brought into physical material world based on thought. Whether it's this computer that I'm speaking to, You know, everything around me, the chairs, the table, my paintings, the ceiling, the doors, the buildings, the cars, okay? Everything originated as a thought. So when you consider how you think about yourself, how do you actually think? What do you think about yourself every day? Hundreds and thousands of thoughts about yourself every single day. Well, it's so vital to start. You know, if you have children or you're a teacher and you're around the minds of children, it's just such a beautiful, vital thing to give children that love of self, that unconditional love of self. Because I think that's where a lot of it starts. And can you unconditionally love a child? You know, if you judge yourself so severely, who knows? I'm only throwing the thought out there. It's quite funny. I went to a meeting last week, a very nice kind of spiritual meeting, and there was a raffle, and we won some cards. And they're for children, and they're called Butterfly Kiss, and they just have these little very simple positive affirmations, but they're lovely, you know, they're just lovely. It's just, if you start off your day, if you can't manifest the thought yourself to go, you know what, I really love who I am, I love what I'm doing, I love how I speak to my children, I love how I speak to my partner, I love how I speak to myself, I love the relationship I have with my work colleagues. Okay, I love my journey to work. I love the job that I've chosen, the career I've chosen. Now I know that's big, that's kind of starting big, the big picture. And it's interesting, I was thinking earlier on, just before I came to do this, about how we get conditioned. You know, for instance, conditioned as in, for instance, oh, you're just like your mother. Now that could be a lovely thing to say to someone. Oh, it's so lovely, you're so like your mum. You know, your mum's so kind and happy and always laughing. You're just like your mum. Or it can be, oh, you're just like your mother. You're just like your father. You know, all that kind of stuff. Conditioning love, that's a condition. I will love you as long as you don't act like your father or your mother. You know, if I perceive it as a negative thing. So when you think of unconditional love and love of self, if you take mothers and fathers, you know, if you look at your own mother and father, if they're still with you, and if they're not, even all the qualities they had, I always found it quite straightforward to model the best parts of my father and to model the best parts of my mother. All the things that I maybe didn't appreciate or like about my mother or father, it's like, well, okay, that's them, it's not me, that's their life, that's their choice. I'm going to take the best parts of my mother and father and every other person that I've come across that I have had the delight in learning from. I'm just going to take the best parts and I'm going to model them. So, loving yourself. What is there not to love? I'm just going to throw some things out there. First thing, criticism. You know, we've been taught to criticise ourselves, question ourselves, compare ourselves with our neighbour, our classmate, our best friend, our sister, our brother, our mother, our father, our aunt, you know, our teachers, our peers. Compare. Criticise. Oh, I'm not as clever as them. I'm not as slim as them. You know, I don't ride my horse as well as them. I don't, you know, run as fast as them or whatever. And it's big to say, stop criticising. So the criticism leads to that self-defeating, battering, the hammering on the head. I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, you know. One of those cards in the lovely Butterfly Kiss pack that we got last week, one of them's got, I am good enough, everything I do today is good enough, you know, it's that kind of stuff. And it's like, yes. Just a few thoughts about liking. I'm going to do another video on it, but I just wanted to introduce this whole thing about, you know, loving yourself, liking yourself. There's so much to like. And you know, the hardest thing I ever saw with people, It's a really interesting thing because people find it very hard to go, you know what, I'm actually really good at that. And I'm actually really nice at doing this. I really like myself for that. I'll ask you this question before I sign off. Just give yourself 5 things that you like about yourself. 5 things that you really appreciate about yourself. Okay? 5 things that you like about yourself. Think about it. You know, if I rang up one of your friends and said, you know, tell me about, you know, this person. Tell me what you really like about them. What would they say about you? Start thinking about what your friends say about you. You know, all the people that really appreciate you for who you are. Start there. 5 things every day. Okay? And, just before I go, this is another really nice thing to do. If you find yourself talking very negatively about yourself, oh God, I did that. I'm such a dunce. I'm an idiot. Always counteract it with, however, I'm also, you know, really funny, really caring, thoughtful. Always balance it up, okay, with something else. So if you find yourself negatively self-talking, just balance it up with a positive affirmation about what you really are too. Okay. Well, that's it for today. I shall leave it there. It's been great sharing some time with you, and have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye.